Excellent.
Pat, back to you. What is your passion, and related to work or not related to work, and how did you find yours?
Well, that's such a good question. I think it goes to, exactly why you do this, is that you dig down into people's motivations and their passions and what drives them, right? So my biggest passion and where I am, especially in my life, I'm 37 years old. I have a 14-year-old daughter. You can do the math on that. So my daughter's success is my passion. And I know that kind of comes across as, is this the guy who's trying to get his kid in the NHL or the whatever's next? But when I was young, when I was 22 years old and found out I was going to have a daughter, my life changed and pivoted. And I knew that for myself, that there was no way in hell that I was going to be a statistic. I wasn't going to allow my family to be a statistic. And I knew that my daughter wasn't going to end up being a statistic. So for me, my passion, my drive has come from my entrepreneurial endeavors. I've owned multiple businesses. I own multiple multifamily real estate portfolios. I invest and trade the stock market on the daily basis. These things are my driving and kind of my northern light, if you will, on making sure that my daughter has a platform to jump off of as she gets older. And again, at 14 years old in grade 9 here in our town, in a beautiful high school, I look at her and I see the friends she's making, the relationships she's making, and I stand back and I give myself a lot of credit, but that passion, that always being there. And James can attest, there's not a rugby game, there's not a volleyball game, there's not a soccer game, there's not any of those that I'm not there for, because that's my passion. My goal is to make sure that she has that opportunity to jump and leap into that next opportunity. So where my passions come from are not egotistical. They're not something that I drive my personal value from. They're where I'm going to get to sit back in the next 10 years and watch my grandchildren. That's where I'm building now, is my legacy and where that comes off of. And maybe that's the egotistical side of it, is that the legacy piece. But my daughter should not be where she is. My family should not be where we are.